Hey guys, welcome back to Container Crops, the Scaredy Cat Gardener. It is a beautiful day here today in Zone 7B. So I thought I'd bring you guys out to see what we've got growing on. What new arrivals do we have in the garden? Let's check on things together today and see just what's happening.
Show off your fantasy reality, whoa, that's yours, but I'll keep doing mine. You'll be living your good life, catch a glimpse from the outside all the time.
Okay, we are back, and before we get started, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my garden. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything. Then head on over to Facebook after the video and connect with me over there with my Facebook group, Container Crops. The group is for you all, not me. I want to see the pics of your gardens, your videos, and things like that. You can always follow me on IG for some behind the scene photos and other things like that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see what we have new in the garden. Okay, let's start over here with my lovely Swiss chard. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Amazing. It is still growing good. It's growing. I love. Look at that. Look at those beautiful leaves. And you know what else about Swiss chard? Now, I just did a video on Swiss chard and how that this is actually a plant that I've had in this garden for 3 years. I did a video on it a couple of days ago. I'll link that one at the end of this video. But I didn't mention in that video that the one thing bugs don't like is Swiss chard. I've never had a bug eat anything on my Swiss chard like what's going on right there with my bok choy. Okay, I've got a random volunteer red mustard green that's in here, and when I have a random green like this where it's not enough to actually make greens, it goes in my salad. I've got my bok choy. It's getting ready to seed on me, and I ain't mad about that either. Here we've got all this bok choy, and over here, this is my tatsoi. Now, this is my first year growing tatsoi, so I'm not very familiar with it or what I need to do, but from what I can see, it's looking pretty good. Now, back here in the back, I have some lakeside spinach, and it looks good. Yes. Ooh, let me come back into focus there. All right. Okay. Lakeside spinach right here. Okay. Over here, this is my random container, so to speak. I've got some parsley that's coming in right in there. It's looking pretty good. My basil hasn't come up, but I think that is a random. I think this is a random ginger right there. I do have some collard greens that look like they're struggling a little bit. I need to probably thin them out, but they're coming along. And all this that you see on the sides, you'll see this on the sides of all of my containers. That's onion and garlic for pest control. Now, over here in this container, this is one of my larger containers. It's full of peppers. Nothing's in here but peppers. Some of them have germinated, some of them have not. These are my jalapeno La Bamba 2 peppers right here. And as you can see, they are pretty tall. I started those indoors, so they're doing really well. If you look closely, not only you can see the flowers, but you can also see they are coming along quite nicely. Now down here, I have some regular jalapeno peppers that have come up. They're coming up. These were dropped from seeds. I have some cubanella. I don't know. Y'all read the sign. Y'all know how I am. Read the sign. Drop the seed on that. It's coming up. Now my sweet shitsito. Man, am I having problems with the words, but you can read the sign. It has not germinated yet. Drop the seeds on that. My Pippin Gold honey looks like it's trying to poke its head through right there. Moving on over here, my lemon spice poking its head out, finally. Lemon spice jalapeno, and my paprika plant. This is beautiful. It's coming up. These are not paprika. As a matter of fact, that's a part of an oak. It always pops up for whatever reason, and I pull them out. Okay, my Sugar Rush Peach, nothing here, so I'm going to probably drop some more seeds over there because nothing's happening. If nothing's happening, what do? If at first you don't succeed, you what? Seed and seed again. Okay, down here in this red container we have sweet corn and purple popcorn. Yes, this is sweet corn, not these on the end, but this is a corn stalk right here. And here's a couple back here that have just started. I actually dropped the seeds, and I dropped the purple popcorn seeds after I dropped the sweet corn seeds. So I ain't mad at it, y'all. Over here, I have peas growing. I've got them TP'd going up here, and I've never grown peas before, so they look good to me, and I hope they're looking good to you all too. See that in there? What is that? Yeah, look at her, look at her. Yes, look at her, look at her. So I think they are doing fantabulous. They are growing right on up the TP. Okay. In this container, I have my Jamaican sorrel hibiscus, and it looks like finally, she's poking her head through. But I've never grown it before, so I'm really not sure. Sometimes, you have a lot of volunteer random stuff. I actually filled this whole container with Jamaican sorrel. Apparently, it takes a little while. It's taking its own good, lovely time. Now, as most of you all know, I am not a serious fan of grow bags, and so I stuck this yellow currant tomato in here, and these leaves down here aren't looking good. It's probably overwatered. It's going to be my guess because we've had storm after storm after storm, rain and thunder and rain and thunder for days on end. So, but the top part up here, she looking pretty good. She'll be okay. She'll be okay. She looking pretty good. She might be a little lonely over here, but she looking pretty good. And here we have Miss Royalty. These are royal purple beans. I have not grown them before either, but child, let me tell you something. She looking good. She is looking good. Oh my goodness. And I know she's going to be amazingly delicious. Yes. Got her ready to go up her TP too. And here in this grow bag, I have carrots. Carrots, carrots, carrots. And I can pull this up right now because that's a little weed. I'll thin them out as I go along when they get just a tad bit bigger. But they're doing fine. And these carrots are usually sweet. Now over here, ready to go up the TP too, are my navy beans. Now these beans originated from a bag of store-bought beans. I planted the store-bought beans last year. They grew and I had a nice Ziploc size bag of beans. So what I did was I planted the Ziploc bag of beans this year, and look at that, y'all. Look at it. Look at it. Ain't she pretty? Ooh, yeah, she's looking mighty nice. Don't you want some navy beans? Yes. Now down here is moringa. She looking pretty good too. All four of them. Yes, I'm gonna thin them out. Yes, I'm gonna move them. But they ain't big enough to be moved yet. They still need a little help along the way. So we're gonna leave them here for a hot minute. Then I'll move them when I think she's ready to act like a grown-up and be somewhere to herself. Okay, look at these flowers. Aren't they beautiful? These are actually black radishes that I am intentionally letting go to seed. We're going to talk about that in another video, so I ain't going to stay here too long. But down in this same bucket that I have the black radish seeds waiting on them to mature, I have Roma tomatoes. Roma tomatoes. Can you see the flowers? Can you see the flowers? Yes. And I also have some chives in here that have not germinated yet, but oh well, we'll see. And I know it's a little crowded in here, especially for the tomatoes, but I'm planning on chopping that black radish vine down as soon as she gets over herself and go ahead and get her game on and act like a grown woman and mature so that I can take care of her. Now in this red tub, we have some squash. And I'm going to put the camera on there so y'all can read the name for yourself, because I'm not about to pronounce it. But this is the first time I've grown squash, and she's looking mighty pretty. I'm ready to stake her up these 2 stakes. I'm ready to take her all the way up. Here's another one of my celery from store-bought. Yes, and in front here, we have cucamelons. This right here is a cucamelon. I know it looks like the squash. They are friends. That's why they look alike. They dress alike sometimes, and they act like best friends, and they're doing just fine right next to each other. And in this container, these darlings here, they've been with me for going on 4 years now in this same pot together. My rosemary and oregano. Now my rosemary was twice this big a couple of days ago, but if you saw the video with the celery stalk, I harvested most of it, or half of it I should say, dehydrated it, made 2 whole seasoning jars full of oregano and my rosemary. Now I'm going to take a piece of this rosemary and see if I can germinate it. I mean, for the heck of it. Why the hell not? Okay, and in this container, I have my beautiful, beautiful Jersey Mike tomato that's growing beautifully in here. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully. And I also have Sanitarian tomato, and it's growing quite lovely as well. I've got some cilantro down here. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, and I'm not exactly sure what this is, but we're going to wait and see. I'm not taking anything out until I identify it. But she's doing really well. I ain't mad at her. She's taking her a little time, but I ain't mad at her. It's early in the season. Now in this one container, I don't know if I can get all the way down in here, but I have my other yellow currant tomato, which is growing fine. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all know what that means. Look at her. She's showing out, ain't she? She's showing out. And next to her, I have a tiny Tim. I have a tiny Tim tomato plant. And she is showing out too. Look at that. Look at that beauty. And back, way back in the back, I don't know if you all can see it down in there, but way, way down in the back. Let me see if I can get you over there. Can y'all see that down in there? That's the same bucket that my tiny Tim dwarf tomato is in, as well as my yellow currant. And that's thyme down there. That's thyme. Let me see if I can get this out the way. Get her out the way here. Yes. Focus, focus, focus. That's my thyme in the same container. Moving right along, I have my Roma tomatoes. She's showing out too. Look at her. Look at her over here showing out. I have 2 Roma paste tomatoes in here and basil. I have basil in the front and the back of this container. Oh my goodness. Now right here, we've got our Summer Breeze Snow White Strawberry. Look at her. If you thought those tomatoes were showing out, she tried to steal the show over there. Look at that beautiful flower. Isn't that amazing? And she not only showing out, she producing. She said, not only am I going to show out, I'm going to produce too. Yes. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is looking mighty good. Now we are over here to my pride and joy, my blueberry bushes. Oh my goodness, you think she's showing out? What y'all think? Look in there. Look in there. She is showing out, showing out, showing out. And look how tall she is. Woo, she's tall. Yeah, she's a keeper. She's a keeper. Look at that. All the way from the bottom and all throughout this entire bush. The girl is showing out. Yeah, she's on the runway today. Look at that. Look at that. Just everywhere throughout this bush. Everywhere you can see. This is my first blueberry bush. Look at her up there. Oh my goodness. Ooh, the sun is bright, so I hope y'all can see it. Now this is blueberry bush number 2. And as you can see, they actually go down in size. 1, 2, 3. I'll get to that in a minute. Look at her. She say, big sis, you ain't gonna leave me off the runway. I'm coming up here and I'm showing out too. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am showing out too. She's got blueberries all over her face. And now my pride and joy blueberry bush. This is my rescue, baby. This is the one that I rescued for $1 that the store said was dead. I said, well, give it to me, baby, because I will surely bring her back to life. And look at her now. Look at her now. She has joined the family and showing out. And in here with her, I have lettuce. Look at this beautiful lettuce. Now, this lettuce is not going to be growing in here too much longer. So I grew it for right now. And check that out. Something else is trying to have their lettuce too. Well, they can't have their lettuce and eat it too because it's my lettuce. But at any rate, check out the little rescue. She taking over and she doing her thing. Okay, guys, over here is my stevia. I had cut it all the way back. But these are my stevia plants. And right here is my lemon tree and my grapefruit tree. And they are doing pretty good. Back here, we have icicle radishes. Y'all know I love my radishes. They are doing fine. And that celery stalk that I replanted just the other day. Put that video up. Look, guys. Look. This is the one that I grew and cut off. It hasn't started yet. But look at here. She's going on. I tell you, all you got to do is stick it in the ground. Stick it in the ground and give her a minute. Let her get comfy in that ground. She'll show out and she'll do her thing too. Okay, guys, so that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out here with me in my garden. I really do appreciate you guys. We've got quite a bit growing on and I'm pretty happy about all the new arrivals that we have. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. And remember, anywhere you can sit a pot, you can grow a plant. And I'll see you on the trail.
You'll be living your good life.